I'm more optimistic than you are, Matt.
Oh, okay. Then let's go right off of that. Talk to me.
I'm going to try to bring up your mood a little bit this week, and I appreciate you guys having me. I agree with what you were saying. As I was waiting to come in, and this team has been leaderless. They need some guys to step up. One guy that I liked hearing from the other day, we've heard from him a couple of times recently, is Tawfiq Bayard, the safety that his brother is playing for the Chicago Bears. And I don't know if you guys heard his post game the other night, but he was ticked off. He had that dog in him in that post game, and you're like, that sounded like a Cameron Stillman Craig. That sounded like some of those guys from last year that wouldn't stand for this. And I'm hoping that guys take his lead. I'm hoping guys take a lead of Jordan Seaton, things like that, because this team is too good to be 2-4.
Way too good. Okay, so bro, we've known each other a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
The coaching staff is really good. I mean, they're great ex-players. I don't know how great they are at coaching, but that remains to be seen. But they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Why won't they run the ball, B? I don't understand what is happening. Why can't they just say? Why can't Coach Prime say, Pat, run the ball 50 times and keep the defense off the field and throw play action when it's ready? And just control the time possession and run Salter and make everybody play into a system that works. Why is it Shador's offense without Shador?
I think we're starting to see it more in recent weeks. That's how they got off to the 14-0 leads the last 2 weeks, is running the ball.
But then they stopped doing it.
I know. But that's what's frustrating with it is, you start to see it, and like that's what we've all been wanting to see. And I remember against BYU, you talk about the play action. We rarely see it, but they had the one where they'd been doing Draylen Miller and the Wildcat. Remember that? And then they're getting down. I think they're up 7-0. The first touchdown was Draylen and the Wildcat, but then they do play action, and he hits Draylen Miller in the end zone for a touchdown, and it was perfect. And I'm like, man, this looks really good. This is a lot of fun.
This looks like it's going to work.
And then they stopped. Why are they stopping? I don't know. But
I'm used to the University of Colorado. If they get up on you, my entire life, they just turn around and feed the rock to a back who's really good and going to the NFL. And I played with a bunch of great ones. And Barnett would just literally, we're up 14-0. We're going to bury the fuck out of this team. We're not going to let them breathe. We may throw the ball 5 more times the whole game, but we're going to get out of here in an hour and a half, and we're going to be on the hill by fucking midnight. Yeah. So I understand that they can do it. I disagree that they want to do it. I don't think they want to do it. We haven't had one back with 15 carries left yet, bro. And we got guys averaging 7 yards a carry.
Yeah.
I know you heard what I said, about Jordan Seaton. I think that it's a room full of nice guys that don't want to upset the coaches and shit. When is a player going to take over this team so they can actually fucking win some games?
That's a good question. I mean, because I don't know who the player is that's going to do it. I mean,
Jordan Seaton.
Jordan Seaton is probably that guy. I think.
Even if he doesn't want to do it, isn't it on him to do it?
Yeah, I think so.
And it is him. He's vocal.
Which, by the way,
everyone respects him. Everybody knows that's Orlando Pace.
Think about this, though. What year is Jordan Seaton?
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. Tawfiq Bayard, who I just mentioned, is a sophomore. You've got a team with 38 seniors.
38.
And I think your 2 best leaders are sophomores.
And both high school recruits. Next question. Why don't they recruit high school guys?
But that's why they're 4. That's why they're 2-4. Your leaders are sophomores. You have 38 seniors.
I was just saying, daily too. Do you think that not all 38 of those guys are playing either? So
no,
there's a lot of just dead weight. There's a lot of dead weight in Boulder. And in the past, I would probably feel bad about saying that because we're building a program and we got depth, and some of these guys just can't play, and some of them are just there for 5 years and they go through and they contribute what they can, and it's just the way college football works. And your great players carry you. But now, when everyone's getting paid and it's mercenary land and there's tampering and shit, and you got brought here and they gave you a check, I don't really give a fuck about your feelings anymore. And I kind of feel like that you owe everyone, like the NFL. Like you're getting paid, so now you owe everyone that comes to see you and invest time and money and effort and all this shit. You owe them when you walk on the field. So I agree, bro. I think that there's 38 just kind of guys. Like I don't see 38 professional football players. I see 38 like dudes.
Yeah, and I mean that senior class, it includes some guys like Arden Walker's a really good football player. I think
he's a senior.
I think he's a good
NFL guy.
Yeah,
Arden,
I think
I thought he was a junior.
And I think he's a good leader, but he's not like that. I don't see Arden. I don't know him super well. I know him a little bit. I don't see him as a get in your face type of guy.
Do you think they need that?
Yeah, I do.
So like they need it bad.
I think so. I mean, Jordan Seaton's that guy. That was the thing last year is you could just roll down the list. You can name a bunch of leaders: Shador, Travis, LeJohntay, Cam Sillman, Craig, Shiloh, Levanta Bentley,
Green,
Shane Cook, BJ Green. I mean, just go down the list, right? And so, you look at it now, it's like I don't know where they are, and it's a problem that last week we were asking players about leadership. They're like, "Yeah, it's got to get better." Like, why in week 6 does it have to get better? It's
so
that's a problem.
Then let's stay on this topic because it's something that is, I think, is pretty interesting. These guys all were there watching Coach Prime go through hell all off season, and have cancer and fight it and win, and he's got blood clots and he can't walk and he's always in the hospital, and he's out there trying to put together, doing everything he can. Every resource that Coach Prime has is aimed at winning. And I don't care what anybody says. If you don't believe that, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
He goes out and gets the best people that he knows. They're all first out Hall of Famers. Like that coaching staff is fucking loaded. They may not do shit that I like all the time, but I can't sit here and disagree with them over and over again because it just sounds stupid. They're the best football minds that you can put on the field, right?
Yep.
What's it going to take for the recruiting to catch up with the coaching?
Well, I'll add another thing to you. That video you just showed right there. Coach Prime goes in for a procedure for blood clots on Tuesday night, is back at practice on Wednesday. How are you?
Why do you not want to be tough?
Is this team inspired this week seeing that? I mean, yeah.
Like, are you going to go out and play for your coach? Right. Because look, in 2004, Coach Barnett said some dumb shit in the offseason before the 2004 year, man.
Yeah.
He said that, Katie Nida is a girl and she can't kick, and people freak the fuck out. And in Boulder, they lost their minds and he got suspended and shit. But we went into the season, we had people like BG Brooks. Every time I see him, I still bust his balls about this. He picked us to go 0-12. Like, not win a game. And I was looking at it like, fucking BG, what? So you got to come together and play for something, and everybody came together to play for Coach Barnett. Your coach is out here on one fucking leg and 8 toes and like falling apart in front of you, still trying to coach. You know how easy it would be for Deion Sanders to just say, I can't do this anymore. My health is destroying me. I need to go chill and be a grandpa and watch my kids play.
Right. That'd be easy.
I mean, fuck, man. What is it going to take for this team to get tough and play for their coach?
I think part of it is, and I saw, they show clips from team meetings all the time. And there was one recently, I think it was 2-3 weeks ago. He was talking to the players and he mentioned them, they're getting these checks now, right? And he mentioned to them, you're getting these checks and then you feel like, I'm good. I think there's too much of that. I think that's one of the problems of what this new system is like, you pay these guys, they got their check, and it's like, there's a lot of them that's all they're going to make in football. And they're like, I got my check. I'm good. I think there's some of that mentality, not just Colorado. I think it's in college.
Dude, my head's about to explode.
I think
what you just said. There's a lot of them that are only going to get paid by Colorado. That is not good.
Right.
That is
not
okay. So then
I think there's a lot of that in college football, but I think that's one of the issues with this. There's a lot, but I think that's one of the things. I think there's guys on this team that are probably like, I got my check.
I'm good.
Okay.
All that said, they're losing games by 1 score.
Yep.
I thought the TCU game, even though it was a 2-score game, I thought it was a 1-score game the whole game. They easily could have won, and they should have.
Yep.
Talk me off the
BYU.
ledge, bro, because I think we're looking at like 3-9 and some really hard decisions in the offseason. And I'm about to ask you a question after this that you probably don't want to answer.
Well, okay. You want me to talk off the ledge a little bit?
You have to, because I'm feeling pretty goddamn, I'm a relatively optimistic guy, but right now I feel like we're about to get shit stomped by Iowa State.
Well, I think ledge is a good word here because I think this is a tipping point game for this team. I think that if they come out and if they are inspired and they play well and win this game, I think they could set themselves up for a good second half. If they lose it, I think this is a 3-9 football team. To me, they've played good football the last 3 weeks. They just haven't finished games. And I think they're going to win this.
Talking about this team playing for the Big 12 title, bro. We shouldn't be talking about this team going 3-9.
Right. And they're not going to play. They're not going to win a Big 12 title, but I think they can still get to a bowl game if they win this week. I'm picking a win this week. I think they win and beat Iowa State. I think they come out and play as good of a game as we can see. There's a fire lit under Caden Salter. There's a fire lit under this defense. One thing we see with Coach Prime's teams is when they struggle with something, we usually see them fix it. It's tangible evidence. Like the first couple weeks last year, no run. They couldn't run the ball at all. What'd they do at Colorado State? They started pounding the rock a little bit, and they ran the ball, and they beat Colorado State pretty handily, right? When their offensive line is struggling, they focus on that. And even though they weren't very good the last couple of years, the offensive line would come out and have a good game. I think they're going to come out and have a really good game this week and win this game.
Okay. I think the offensive line is excellent this year, the best that Prime's had.
Yep.
You give Shador and Travis and Wester and Miller and those freaks last year, that offensive line, I think they win 11 games and they're in the playoff. Right. I truly believe that. So, okay.
I also believe if the only change you made on this team was put Shador at quarterback, this team would be 6-0 right now.
So you're telling me if Shador Sanders and not even Travis, you didn't even say Travis.
Yeah, I'm not saying Travis.
So Travis can go to the league. Shador stays one more year. Did he have another year of eligibility, or was he?
No, he didn't. He was done.
I don't think so.
I mean, we can't get a COVID fucking waiver. God damn it! Let's do a trade with the Browns. So if he's the quarterback for this football team, you think they're 6-0?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is going to sound weird, but I'm not saying that this season is on Caden Salter. I'm just saying that's how good Shador Sanders is. I think that if you gave Shador Sanders this line and the run game as they're doing it right now, you kidding me?
Over.
Imagine Shador Sanders. I'm watching some of these clips with Caden Salter and the time he's got and missing receivers. Like Shador Sanders is not missing those receivers.
Bro. He's not missing it. He's the highest completion percentage in the history of college football, for God's sakes.
I mean, honestly, if you give Shador this line, he's in New York, and this team is. I think this team is a Big 12 potential title team, and he's in New York if they have Shador Sanders.
Holy shit. Bailey, you got any questions? Because
let's stick on that. The quarterback situation, so they roll with Stoltz our first two games. I thought they were rolling the starter, and then Julian Lewis, Ryan Staub against Houston happens, and then you go back to Salter. What are your thoughts on the whole quarterback situation this season, the rotation of it, and then what are your thoughts on it going forward?
Well,
I don't
think he's ready. If you listen to Coach Prime and I think there's a lot. I don't think he's ready. I mean, we have to remember with Juju, he's supposed to be a senior in high school right now. He just turned 18 like 2 weeks ago. Look, I don't think they ever wanted to move off of Caden Salter, but I think that I don't think they liked what Caden Salter was doing as a leader or not doing as a leader. I don't think they liked a lot of what his personality or whatever. It was not what they wanted. I think they were sending a message to him, and I don't think they ever wanted to move off of him. I think they did it to try to send a message, and it sort of worked, because he gets benched against Houston. And he comes out of Wyoming, and he was fantastic against Wyoming, right? And then he was. I know it's Wyoming, but he's still fantastic in that game.
Yes,
he was fantastic in the first quarter against BYU. He actually, he actually looked really good the first quarter. Well, the first little bit against. He threw a pick the first drive against TCU, but he looked pretty good.
Can I just ask you a quick question here? Sorry to interrupt, but that's what I do.
I expect that with you.
Why did Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, go after a quarterback that is nothing like his son whatsoever when all he had his entire life was a guy like Shedeur? Why didn't they go after the best pocket passer they could possibly fucking find in the portal to fit behind an offense that they're going to still run like Shedeur's offense, instead of taking a dual threat that can't throw the fucking ball and sidearms it like he's throwing the option, like Harry Hagan to JJ?
Yeah.
I mean, he might as well option that shit half the time. What am I missing here, bro? Like, how did that fucking happen?
Well, I'll say this. The things I've heard is that they wish they would have done more homework on this situation. And we need to keep in mind that Dion has known the Salter family for a long time. Caden's younger brother, Kylan, who's now a linebacker at CU, transferred from TCU this last offseason, played for Coach Prime's youth team. So he's known the Salter family for a long time. Caden did not, which makes sense because Caden's a quarterback. Why would he play for Prime's team when Shedeur's the quarterback, right? So he didn't know Caden, but he knew the Salter family. And I think that he was kind of going off a lot on that. I know this family. This is a good family. Let's get this kid. But he didn't know Caden very well. And I think he's learned some things from this last offseason. Like, they need to do more homework.
Okay.
I honestly don't think – I think if they could go back, they would have done more homework and they might not have brought in Caden.
Okay. Wow, that's –
but I'll say this, and that let me say this though, because that sounds like an indictment of the staff. But I want to say this, that I think that that's part of what this portal era is that coaching staffs have to learn. They have to learn how to navigate this. And so nobody wants to hear about women's basketball, but I cover the women's basketball team. They do the same thing, right? They've had to learn from that. Like, they've adjusted how they recruit through the portal because, like, it's different, and we need to learn how. They've learned how to get to know players better than they used to before. So I think this staff I think they're going to learn from this and get better at it. But I think if they could go back, they probably would do something different.
All right. So you said Juju's not ready. All I keep hearing is Juju's not ready. Mm-hmm. Juju, I understand he's 18 years old. I get it. I give zero fucks. I do not care. You are a quarterback at the University of Colorado. You're early enrolled and you're a 5-star player. How is the guy that played for BYU? Did he go on like a mission? Is he? I know he's a true freshman. Is he 18? He's 18 years old, right? Because he chopped us the fuck up, and they're undefeated. And they seem like they got him ready to play. How is it that the coaching staff with Pat Schumer and Byron Leftwich, which I don't know what Byron Leftwich does, but he's not developing Juju. Yeah. How is that? You got to talk me off this ledge too, because it seems like if Juju could play, he'd be in there lacing the fucking ball as a freshman right now, like chopping people up. Did they miss on this kid too? I can't even believe I just said that.
Well, I think it's way too early to say that. First off,
way too early, right?
Yeah, Leftwich is not around, by the way. He's not here. He's not here. So
I thought wasn't Leftwich on the staff?
He's never officially been on the staff. He hasn't been around. He was around a little. He was in and out during camp, but he's not here. So I know there's a lot of thought. People like I know a lot of people think things go south of Shermer. They got an OC right there with Leftwich. He's not there. So so take that out of it. But I think that just kids are different. I mean, Bear Bachmeier, BYU. I would imagine he's come in and he's determined. He's got these study habits. I don't know Juju at all, but I know that Coach Prime's got a standard, and he talks a lot about the study habits, and you've got to have a certain number of hours on film, things like that. I don't know if Juju's taking care of those things. So that could be an issue. Those are things behind the scenes. Coach Prime always says, he's like, if you guys knew what's going on, you would understand. And he said that about Caden, things like that. I think there's probably things, and not necessarily anything bad, but Juju just may not be doing what he's supposed to be doing to be ready. And if you're a coach, you can't, when the rest of the team sees this kid's not doing what he's supposed to, but then he's going to start, well, why should I do what I'm supposed to do? So as a coach, you have to stick to that standard.
Wow. Okay.
I guess it's just the old school in me, but I would feed him to the wolves.
Yeah.
Like, it just, especially if they lose to Iowa State.
Yeah.
Like I want to see what you're built of. You got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to get him ready to go start a game at Salt Lake City.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Why? But bro, that's the team we got to beat to get where we want to go eventually, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but not this
We're not
year.
trying to shatter confidence and shit, but football players are supposed to play football, Brian. Am I missing something here?
No, I get that, and I understand what you're saying. Like thrown to the wolves.
We can't walk around scared of Utah. Fuck them, bro. Like, come on.
But think of it from Coach Prime's perspective. Is like I get thrown to the wolves, but
figure it out.
From his perspective, he's trying. He often talks about molding young men. He wants this. He wants not, and I'm not just talking about Julian Lewis. Everybody. He wants these kids grow up and take care of your stuff before you get the reward.
And just got paid $1.2 million.
Yeah, I know, and that's the problem is he got money before he could play, right? But I've mentioned this earlier this week.
His dad's a smart dude. Like Julian's a smart fucking kid. Like it's $1.2 million at 18 years old. What can you make at 24, dog? You can make $102 million.
If you remember, like Cormani McClain a couple years ago.
Yeah, that kid was a real turd.
We got you, Brian.
But if you remember, like a couple years ago, I mean, Cormani McClain was here, and people wanted him to play. Cormani wasn't taking. Yeah,
you're good. You're
good.
Here? Yeah,
it froze up a little bit. Am I back?
There you go.
All right. So if you remember Cormani a couple years ago, 5-star guy, wasn't taking care of things off the field, and he wasn't getting on the field. And I'm not saying that's what's happening with Juju, but that's the standard Coach Prime has. Like, you better live up to this standard if you want to get on the field. And so it could be totally different from Juju, like what was going on with him and Cormani. But like, I think that's the thing with Coach Prime is live up to this standard first, and then you can get on the field.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I can live with that. I don't like it very much, but I'll live with it.
Yeah.
Do you have any concern that if Julian doesn't play similar to Cormani transfer? Matt and I have discussed it, debated. Is that any concern of yours at all?
If he transfers?
At all.
You have to in this day and age, but I think if he transfers, you go find another guy.
That's just the way it works.
That's just the way it is. Yes, you'd like to have him. And you look at how bad the corners have been so far this year, and you're looking at Colton Hood balling out for Tennessee and Cormani doing well at Florida, and you're like, gosh dang it, you'd like to have those guys here in Colorado right now. And so if he transfers and he goes off and he balls out for somebody else, you'll be like, gosh dang it, why didn't it work here? But if he doesn't want to be here, he doesn't want to be here, and you got to go find somebody that does. And so,
and we're not all speculating that he doesn't want to be. He might be. I'm really happy. We don't know.
Right. I'm just saying if he does, answer the question. Like if he does transfer, it's like he doesn't want to be here. Go find a kid that wants to be here, that can work with Coach Prime and Coach Shermer and figure it out.
All right. Well, you're taking us to win this weekend.
Yes, I'm gonna go 30-27 Buffs.
30-27, another one-score game. Great. So
but who cares? Just win the game. I looked it up before I started here. I think you won 4 straight against Iowa State, right?
I surely did.
Yeah. So
that's what I was saying earlier. We don't lose to like Steve Rosga. He's watching. Did you ever lose to those farmers? Never in your fucking life, dog. Never once. So it's just not something we do. Like, look, Missouri might get us every now and then. K-State and Nebraska every year's a toss-up. That's going to be a fucking dogfight. If we beat them, we're going to play for something. But we're not in the business of losing games to Kansas, Iowa State, or really Missouri ever.
Yeah. Well,
so
I don't think they're in the business of losing to Iowa State this year.
No, well, fucking A, that actually makes me kind of happy. So. And look, they're home dogs too. So home, we love home dogs.
14 point dogs or something.
They're 14-point dogs at home.
I believe. No. Isn't it only like 2.5?
Hold on, it's really 2.5
points, bro. That's a lot.
I thought it opened way high. Let's see.
I think it's a pretty low point spread.
Damn, it is 2.5. It's 4.5.
14 and 2 are pretty different.
Yeah.
Let's check.
Is it 4.5?
Time's the kickoff here. 1:30.
1:30.
Steve Roscoe said he never lost to Iowa State.
Yeah, we know. He knows. This is what we're talking about.
And certainly not at Folsom. I mean, CU's record at Folsom against Iowa State is
Really
I don't have it in front of me, but it's like,
I mean, the last time I can remember CU losing to Iowa State at home was in 2000, and there was a fucking snowstorm. Like there was 4 feet of snow on the ground.
yeah.
And it was just like it was a snowball fight. It wasn't really a football game.
You were a freshman, weren't you?
I had just busted my elbow against Missouri the week before. I was just all Percocet Mountain up in the top, like not freezing my ass off watching. So
Right. Yeah.
Opened at 4.5 down to 2.5. A lot of money and a lot of bets on
Yeah.
Iowa State as of right now. Totals 52.5.
Okay.
all right, 30-20. Ryan says 30-27. I'll take it. So okay,
Yeah.
then we'll get you out of here on this one. They win 30-27. They go into the bye week. They get people healthy. You're looking uphill at 1-3 in conference, but damn it, it's not the first time that's happened. Again, we were talking about my senior year. We were 1-4 in conference and won 3 straight to go play for the Big 12 title. So I don't want to hear that it can't be done. Can they do it?
You get to the Big 12 title game?
No. Can they just they could go on a run? And
They can go on a run, yeah.
Six out of the next 7 and go to a bowl game and have a respectable season. And we just look at all those 1-score losses at the beginning of the year. It turns into woulda, coulda year. Is it a woulda, coulda year, or are we 3-9, 4-8, or some shit?
I like I said, I think if they win this one, they can definitely go on a run, go 4-2, 5-1 down the stretch, get to a bowl game, and finish off this season well. If they lose this game, I think you're looking at a potential 3-9, 4-8 season.
Okay.
Damn.
If you're Coach Prime with all the problems he has and they go 3-9, are we looking at regime change, or is this guy pretty committed to his contract in the future?
That's a loaded one.
Sure is. That's why I asked it.
I'll say this: when he was hired, I thought this was a 2-year deal. So I'm from here on out, I'm going with year by year. I think at this point, if he left after this year, I'm not sure anybody would blame him, because he could say, "Look, man, I'm 58 years old. I've had a lot of serious health issues." So yeah, I can see him leaving. I think it's year to year. I have no idea. He just signed a new 5-year deal. If he's here for 5 years, I'd be stunned. If he left in December, I wouldn't be stunned.
Wow. All right, Brian Howell, you're the man. 126 on deck on Saturday, bro. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Only the best for the 0-6 family. So take it easy, brother, and hopefully see you can pull this out this weekend. You're the man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you sometime soon.
Peace.